well about that performance?
We got everything right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, we started like 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, because we kind of procrastinated in getting the piece, and we were like, we should do this one, and Mr. Kellner, our music teacher, kind of like killed us for that. We practiced like a huge amount every single week, and this is the first time we've got it all the way through, everything like in place.
I hear the work, and this is a great piece for you guys. Really a great piece for you guys. And my hat's off to you for even dressing the part. So good. Anything else that you're particularly proud of in this performance?
I think a lot of the chords, like the harmonies, are like really tight and they didn't like fall apart because of the distance.
They gelled, right? Or in the vernacular, they locked and rang, right? The lock and ring is what we say with barbershop. Okay, very nice. Now from the audience, I would like to ask all of you, what is it that you particularly liked in the performance? Yes. You're not just from the clinician.
They seemed like they were enjoying it.
Yeah, it did look like that. And that's half of it, right, gentlemen? Because the audience has to enjoy it, and if we see you are, we will too.
Yeah, I definitely liked the interaction between them. I thought that was nice, you know, the sideways glances at time, and then, I mean, but it was good. I mean, you could tell there's a real sense that you guys are, yeah, you can tell that there's a lot of admiration there, and that was really, I think, makes the performance that much better.
That is very important in music. We call that ensemble, right? So we want the ensemble to gel, and that depends on the communication. So you were doing that, and we really appreciate that too. Anything else before I move on?
I was not even here to listen to them say, but I just I'm looking at them and I see this bright smiles on their faces. That tells me a lot about how it could have been.
And why is that important, gentlemen, that your faces are lit up? Why?
Because your emotions translate into the song.
Absolutely. And I like to say the this affects the sound, right? So all that's going on here in your face. So I appreciate that. Now, I do want to ask you if there's something you could tweak, what would it be? So that's my second question. I'm going to ask you first, then I'm going to ask the audience. What is it that you would change in this next performance? Yes, sir.
I think we could work more on having like the lead part stand out more and have the other three parts like sound more like a background rather than all being equal volume.
Right. So that's you want to go for that more. Yes, sir.
General dynamics. We should
Just
do
doing
more
with
with
that. Okay. Yes.
I know, like, at least a couple times for me, like, towards the end of the phrase, like, I wouldn't have enough breath, so I kind of would, like, short out on it.
Okay. So breath management.
Yeah.
A little deeper breath would be helpful, sir.
Well, I mean, I can't really hear it that well outside of the, I think that we can do better on blending.
Okay, so a lot of things to think about. I'm going to ask them in a second here, but I want you all to keep those in mind, because sometimes just saying it out loud is enough to put it in check as you do this again. But from the audience, anything that you would like to see more of or less of in this next performance?
Less Erik.
Maybe Erik should lay down and see.
Lay down, we can watch him breathe.
So nobody's ready, but I am. So here I'm going to ask you to start again, and I'm going to stop you, and we're going to play and tweak in some things, okay? So here's the game.
Posture.
So here's the thing. What is this song about?
It's a love song.
It's a love song, right? So if we don't have that look on our face, I know, what did we just get done saying? The this affects the this. I know what's going to come out is not going to be what this song intends. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is create more of a U. So this is in your stance. So just a curve instead of straight on. There we go. Now we want to make sure that we're standing grounded. This is for everybody. Making sure that your feet are shoulder width apart. We want to make sure that your shoulders are back, your hands are at your sides, and if you're worried about your hands, squeeze them into a fist and then just let them fly. Okay? There you go. Now I want to make sure that we're starting with the right affect, and this is what is the thought? What are you thinking about before you start this song? Because we should see that on your face. So what is the word that would be best representative of Lida Rose?
Don't give me that.
Keep it to yourselves. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding.
Something
Yeah,
that
family-friendly
indicates
word.
love
Yeah.
song, yes.
I was waiting for that.
If there's, all right, I'll ask the audience now. What would you like to see here on their faces in terms of emotion or affect?
Adoration.
Adoration. Yeah. So any of those, but I would like to see more of that instead of this. Right. Okay. So keeping that in mind, here we go. I'd like to see the interplay again between you in terms of this is a bouncy, light, enjoyable song. Here we go.
Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, to get the sun back in my sky, in my sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy.
It's much improved. It really is. How's it feel?
Bouncier.
Okay. Well,
Lighter and bouncy.
good. What I'd be looking for here is just one more notch up. So I'm looking for more facially, because what happens, audience, when you're looking at a group and only one member is not engaged facially? Stare at them. Stare at them. Okay? Stare at them. Okay? So everybody giving all that they can give. And also, making sure that your enunciation is still there. It can get a little slurred. We're not there. This is a Lida Rose and oh my God, Rose. Okay? This is Lida Rose. Energy, bouncy, perky. Okay? Here we go. One more time. Yeah. This gives you a chance to get in the mood, right? Here we go.
Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, to get the sun back in my sky, in my sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bells chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question.
How's that run?
Easier?
Easier? It's really easier.
Chill.
Okay.
Chill.
Oh, nice. Audience, how's that landing out here?
Oh,
Great.
Sounds a
It
lot more
sounds
balanced.
great.
Yes.
It's actually energized now. It's more interesting to listen to. So gentlemen, what you just did, we want to make sure that's not a blip. So we're going to have you do it again.
Aw, it was an accident.
We are going to make sure that when you get to the I'll pop the question, that's a real key moment here. So I want to just hear that right there. Okay, so it's at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. So you're moving towards aisle on that one. And you could be cute as all get out there, and we would love that. Okay? So here it is one last time. Get in the mood. Here we go.
Rose kittens.
Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, to get the sun back in my sky, in my sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bells chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home.
So listen, that really landed out here. Okay? It's up to you if you want to feature such things. Okay? But I'm telling you, when all four of you turned on this, then the rest of it really gelled. Okay? So what are you going to take away from our time today?
We need to be more like expressive in the way we sing, and not
Gotta
just
get
be
into it.
kind of Dead.
Facially for sure, and the whole energy, right? What else?
Interact.
Yeah, interact. What is it? What he's
Just get into it.
Okay, getting into it more. And what else in terms of the music?
Bring hats and canes.
You could.
Diction.
Yeah, you could wear the straw hat and have the cane. I've done barbershop quartets that use it and others that don't. I don't know that it always matters. What else?
Diction.
Diction for sure, making sure that that's crisp. What else?
Directions.
Yeah, making sure that we have that leading to that I'll pop the question. I also like the formation better because there's better communication going on in the ensemble, okay? So lots of potential here, gentlemen. This is really fun. I hope that you end up doing this a number of places because this is really a crowd pleaser. So thank you very much.
It was Eric's fault.
It's all Eric. Yeah. You're
They're actually working on a repertoire.